Hey everyone, welcome to Print and Playthroughs. This is episode 4, and today we're going to be doing a special episode. In this episode, we're going to be interviewing designer Jeremy Peet, who's a print and play designer. That's Jeremy Peet there.
Hi, everybody.
And we're going to be asking him different questions about print and play design and how he designs his games. And, we're going to be finding out his little design secrets to his games that, uh, what we are going to be doing. So let's just start this up, and I'm going to be asking him a set of questions. Uh, so, Jeremy, firstly, I would like to start off with saying that you're a pretty well-known designer on the BGG community. When did you really start designing games, and what inspired you to design print and play games as such?
Designing seriously for print and play was probably back in 2012, 2013. But I had considered designing for many years, even as a young child. Nothing really serious came out of that, but I didn't really get really into it until I was doing design contests on BGG. So
Right,
that was kind
right.
of like
I read that your family was also very creative, so they that kind of induced the creative spirit.
yeah. I grew up with games, playing D&D and Risk, those kind of things, and I always wanted to design games as a kid. Just always had the interest. So now we have the skills and the means to do it. So it's fun.
Okay, okay, but what got you into designing games for now? We know that you always tend to enter contests hosted on BGG, which are in the design forums. What first got you to BGG, and take a look at these print and play contests and how you got your interest in them?
Well, I really didn't get interested in BGG as a designer at first. It was more as a gamer. So I started there just as being part of a community for games and playing games. I started, getting into a game group. So that's kind of how I got introduced to that. Um,
Okay.
then it was later that I started really diving into the design aspect of it.
Okay, okay. So, what sort of, let me start asking you questions about the design process at first. What sort of games that are there that really you like to design? What sort of games? Are there any specific categories, or you just tend to design some games better than others? Or
I always tend to, for some reason, going into the dexterity realm,
right,
or tile laying games. I really think that I'm interested more in the physical aspect of games, and that's why I get interested in those things, like designing Euros, things like that. I don't have the mind for that, I think. So I just end up doing things that really make sense to me. My background is in art and sculpture and metalsmithing, and so I
right.
think the physical nature of the game is what's important. So
Right, and I think that's what separates us from the video game industry, right? That we can handle components physically, and that adds a certain thematic aspect to the game. Right. So the next thing is, what is your process when you design a game? Do you start with the theme first, or the mechanics, or do you get all the mechanics in and then streamline the game later, or what do you do when you're designing a game, basically?
it's been an evolution in how I've been working, and I'm sure that's going to change as time goes on. But for the games that I have designed, I know it sounds crazy, but usually it starts with a title before. So it's kind of a theme and a title at the same time, and then I go from there. Um,
Uh,
So I think in the future I'll probably end up working more mechanically first, and then maybe a theme. We'll
right.
see.
I tend to do the same, but usually my titles come at the very end
Oh,
because they
really?
always change it. Because I decide a theme and then I make a game which is completely different, so I change the title. Okay, so that's and are you do you focus more on? Are you a visual type of guy? So do you start with the art, or do you lay down the mechanics and then get going with the art? Because we all know that you're also a good artist, and so do you? How much do you bring art into the design aspect of the game?
Early on, when I first started designing, it was all about the art first.
Right,
Uh, and I think even still, I start with that in my mind. So I've learned to be patient and
right,
to let the mechanics of the game work itself out first, and then get the art going. Art's important to get people interested in it, of course, especially with contests, print and play.
right,
But I think um, you know I do have an idea when I start, but I
right.
don't always, implement it until it's, you know, further
It's
on into the design. Yeah.
it's developed. So. Uh, we can see that many of your games have a lighter side of theme, which is not a very nitty gritty, and a lot of your games involve a lot of components in them. With you, in I think with Stop the Germs and Wicked Pizza, you've made a little bit of variation. I don't think Wicked Pizza. In Stop the Germs, you've made discs, plastic discs, and so you try to experiment with components, but the thing I've been getting from my from a lot of printing players is that how much do we want to involve components in the print and play? Because when you're doing a print and play, when players look at your PDF and it's a 20-page long PDF, then they kind of they got to get scared away. So how do you
Yeah.
think it should be integrated with that?
Um, I think it's one of the first things you consider when you design a print and play game is how well it's going to print and how easily it's going to be assembled. You're going to get so much more interaction with the game, people building your game and playing it if it's easy to put together. And that's something I learned over time too. When I started out with Stop the Germs, those discs are a little more difficult to cut out. There's a little more work. Uh,
Right. And you actually did it in a medical pill bottle.
yes, yep.
That
We
was
took a leftover from our dog who has had medication, and so that was my uh, kind of start of that design. I'm like, wow, this could be an interesting little container for a game. So I went with that, and Stop the Drums came from it, and that was for the two-player contest, and it did very well.
right.
Um,
And as we can see here on my screen, I've just linked your designer profile. You have created, I think, 5 games of print and plays,
yes. Yeah.
and a big one is Stop the Germs. And you're recently creating a game known as Wicked Pizza, which is going to be on Kickstarter soon.
Sure. Yeah.
And so the other question I wanted to ask you is, um, okay, so this is a kind of question that occurred to me when I was kind of you know doing my research. Very seriously, um, why are we helping the germs and stop the germs?
Well, they got to survive, right? I mean, you got to keep your colony of germ going.
Right,
So it's all
but
about you being the infectious agent, and then everybody else needs to go, right?
yeah,
I, it's
well,
a it's a fun theme. It's one of my favorites.
yeah. it's kind of pandemic light size, but
Yeah, yeah,
you're playing with the virus.
yeah, yeah. I like themes that go with the bad guys. You know, if like you're playing zombies or
Right.
you know, germs or whatever it may be. Um,
So why the name Stop the Germs?
it just sort of made sense. I don't know. uh, because you're stopping the other player's germs from growing. I think that's kind of what it came to.
You should kind
Uh,
of stop your germs or something.
yeah, stop the germ. You know, I don't know. It just had a good ring to it, and that's usually what the titles end up being for
Really
me.
interesting. It directly grabs you to it. Stop the germs, and it's with an exclamation mark at the end. So that's
Yeah,
pretty. So next is, of course, a lot. I get this question a lot from a lot of designer friends and playtest printing players that many designers struggle with getting playtesters for their for their PNPs. And blind playtesting, as you might know, is a very important part of game design, and without which you cannot proceed further. So and we know that you get a good amount of testers because you have developed that uh, fan base of yours. So can you give some designers, the designers, some tips or your secrets of how you get playtesters for playtesting your games, or advice in general?
yeah. There's a number of avenues you can take. For one, you really have to have a good, solid prototype ready for it.
Right.
You have to have something ready that's near finished that may need some tweaking, but something that's presentable that people are going to immediately look at and want to play it. That's the
Right.
first step. But really, you've got to go into social media with it. You got to be involved with the community. Go on to BGG. Uh, get involved with the contests. You know, talk to people, comment on their games, like have a conversation. Also, Twitter is a great place to go.
Right.
There's a huge community on Twitter, and just putting a word out like, "Hey, I need playtesters. Can somebody help?" And usually someone will step forward and help you out. It's really great community there. Um, Playtesting like on your own, finding your own game group to want to play it, sometimes is difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult. So,
Yeah,
and you're absolutely right. I mean, I've heard the saying that you have to get from a community, you have to give to it, so
sure.
that you give it. And obviously, you need to make sure that for two people to actually take the time to print out and play your game, the game needs to be that good so that they actually print it out. Or
Yeah.
you need to refine it first, right?
And also, you have to have the right number of players that the game is built for, too.
Right.
If it plays well, 2 to 4, it's a good range. It's easier to get 2 people together than 4, 5, 6, or more to play it. So,
Right. So the next question is, how long approximately how long does it take for you to um, start, get a game idea to complete it to a phase till it's, ready to go out to publishing? Because for some, it's a very long process. So, like,
yeah.
do you tend to work on many projects simultaneously and then publish, or get out some um, first, or do you just focus on one, get it out, and then continue with the others?
Well, the way it's been going is more of a focus on one or
Okay.
two, but also on the side having a couple games just in note form, just so that I have something to go to when I'm
Right. Right.
downtime, done with that design. But it depends on the design. But some could be 4 or 5 months, or if it's a contest, then I do the contest and then there's a period of time of refining it. Like Wicked Pizza, we're almost at a year now, and we're still,
Yeah.
yeah,
It,
we're still at it.
yeah.
Um,
So Wicked Pizza, it's Wicked Pizza. For those who don't know, is a pizza themed tile laying games where it's set in the world of modern witchcraft, right? And
yeah,
you have to lay down parts of pizzas. You have to connect pizzas so that they trigger some special abilities which can change the game, right? And yeah, so that's a very interesting. And you have a kind of you're kind of clinging on to tiling and laying things on the board. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, you like that kind of stuff for designing.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because
Good
I
old
noticed.
Carter started me on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, yeah, it's the Pioneer, it's light. Uh, the theme is fun. Dan Isom and myself have been working on it together, so it's been great to have that collaboration together on it. It's just been a good time with it.
Yeah, and you and Dan, I think, are going to be kickstarting it soon in September, October, or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So we've got that to look forward to. So you can, anyone watching this, if you want to check it out, you can find it on Board Game Geek.
yeah.
Uh, okay. So next is what are some of your favorite print and plays that you've crafted? Do you are you usually into crafting?
Not for I usually spend most of my time designing the games, and not a lot of time actually printing them out and playing them.
Right.
Unfortunately, just a
Yeah.
limited time issue.
Right. Like
There's
that.
so many good games out there. It's just I'm blown away by the quality, and it's just amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
and you think that there's so many games that you think that why are they print and play? They should be like they should get published by some publisher.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, while we're on that topic, what are your some of your favorite board games?
Geez. By far, Summer Wars. Uh,
Yeah,
love
I
it.
top 10 on BGG.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just got 100 plays with my buddy, so that was 2 days ago. Uh, so we were excited about that. But also Seven Wonders.
Yeah,
Uh,
great game.
let me take a look at my shelf here. I've got Small World, Dominion, Augustus. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I
Rise of.
really like Hive. Um, Also, the Duke is great.
Yeah, the
Um,
Duke.
yeah, it's fantastic. Samurai.
Oh,
It's one of
okay.
my favorites too.
I haven't actually played Summoner Wars yet. I have to play it.
What?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I see Mage Knight over there. You got if you like Mage Knight, I'm sure you're gonna like Summoner Wars.
I know, and I also have Mage Wars, but I haven't played Summoner Wars. I so want it.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of having trouble getting it because I stay in India and over there you have to the shipping. I'm
Um,
trying to find a good deal for it. Okay, so the next is you might have crafted at least a few games, probably your own games, a lot of
yeah.
times. Yeah,
Mostly, I'm craft my own games just because I'm making prototypes
right.
or sending out copies. But I mean, if I recommend any, it's look at Todd Sanders. I mean,
Right.
his his whole gamut of games are great. Cadence, right? Yeah, gotta look at that.
Well,
Um, I did a number of assemblies for the 18 card contest.
right.
I think I built like 5 or 6 of those. Honestly, I can't remember which ones I actually built. Geez, put me on the spot here, but
Right. So
um,
I wanted to ask you what was your best and what was your most painful crafting experience or effortful?
Um, well, any of the 18 card games were the best. I mean,
Right. They're very
it's so fast. You just cut them. I've got a roto trimmer, so it's just bam, it's done.
right. Actually I have a bunch of them right here. You can see
Yeah,
this is um,
yeah. Well, that's your game, right? Cadence.
yeah, that's Cadence,
Yeah.
and I have Eight Horrors. This was by Chris Hansen. This was his first game, right? This
Yeah.
one, and then I have Do Not Forsake Me by Todd Sanders.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
And that's actually a really good game. I played right now as well. And then I have Aiden's Apples by Caroline Berg. She's also a pretty great designer.
Yeah.
On
Definitely look at her work. She's very active in the community. She's
Right,
always designing. You know, she's got a lot of great stuff out for
right,
sure.
right, right. And she also makes very good, cool games. And if you're looking for entering a designing contest, there are a lot of contests on BGG where there's a solitaire print and play every year, and there's a two-player print and play, and the 18 card now. So yeah, you can check that out. And the last two questions that I need to ask you are. I've read in an interview of you that you're a, massage therapist, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So have you ever considered making a game on massage therapy? I was really intrigued by uh, what you do. I mean, that's kind of you. I didn't really get it as much, but what is it exactly that you do?
Well, I'm in a very small niche in massage therapy. So what I do is I work in a rehab facility
Right.
where people who are there have spinal and brain injuries, very traumatic injuries,
Yeah.
and that's all I do. So I'll go in and I do sessions with them. They really, really need the work. So I feel like I'm using my skills to really help them. You know, we're talking about quadriplegics, people that have very serious cognitive issues. You know, so it's really rewarding work. Kind of
Yeah.
strange
That,
mix of
that's
working design and massage, but that's how it
yeah.
ended up.
That's gonna be a pretty great feeling when you come home. You're gonna be feeling that you help a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You know, it's all about the heart. You know,
Yeah, right,
help people out.
right,
So, I mean, it might come home at the end of the day and I'm exhausted physically because it is a very physical job,
right.
but you know, it's worth it.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna skip my next question here because it was kind of a funny question based on massage therapy. I was gonna ask you if you have ever experimented with your games on your massage therapy patients while that you're doing.
Um, Kind of hard to work on that. No, I might have wandered off and worked on some game design ideas
Okay.
from time to time, but no, I don't think I've ever.
Yeah.
I've thought about actually designing games that my patients would work well with,
Okay.
like a dexterity type game. You know, they do things like that. They play Connect Four, things like that. So I've had it in my mind to design for people who have uh,
Okay.
disabilities or injuries.
Right. That's cool. That's pretty cool. So, uh, have you? Okay. So the last question is, of course, what are you going to? What are you designing right now? And if the viewers need to find you or your projects, where can they find it?
Well, currently, Wicked Pizza is the game that I'm working on with Dan. So I'm working on the final artwork for that, so that we can push it through the Kickstarter. And then after that, I think I'm going to go back and work on a few of the other designs I've already worked on and try to polish them up and get them published ready. Um, and if you want to contact me, jpdesigns.com is my website. You can also look up JP Designs on Twitter.
Okay, I'll share the screen with them right now. You can continue.
And then if you want to contact me on BGG, Germ Flinger is my my name on there, or just look up Jeremy Peet, and you'll find me under the designer category.
I was actually going to ask you that, what made you keep your name Germflinger? Because of the Stop the Germs?
It kind of happened at, I don't know. I think Germflinger started because I actually stopped the germs. That concept started long ago, and I wanted to make a germ game years and years ago, and I just picked Germflinger. Some people call me Germ because my name is Jeremy. Jeremy.
Right. So, okay.
There you go.
First time
I don't have germs.
Well, first time I looked at Stop the Germs, I was like, I think you designed, you made the game's name because your name is Jeremy, and it had something to do with that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, in a roundabout way.
It was like the first time when I looked at Sid Meier's Civilization, I actually thought there was a designer called Sid Meier. He actually made his own Civilization game. Okay, so if you can, I'll share your website in the screen here. This is your website, right?
No, but that's interesting. I didn't know I did architecture and interiors.
Okay, so
maybe I should get into that business.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to just flip the screen again. Okay, so it's been very interesting talking to you, Jeremy. I'm excited to see your future projects. And before going, I would like to just ask you one quick question that you can answer in one statement. What is if you had to give just one design tip to the design community out there, what would it be?
Have fun.
Have fun, exactly. Yeah, that's the main thing. You got to do it because you want to do it, right?
Yep, have fun and allow your game. Your games are going to create fun and joy in people. So hey, have fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great advice. Okay, so it was really nice talking with you, and yeah. Okay, so sure, we will see you soon, probably sometime next. And till then, thank you so much. I'm going to be ending this interview now. So bye, everyone.
All right,
and
see you later. Thank you.
happy gaming, everyone. All right.